So I've filmed this about 3 or 4 times now, but every time I do, someone texts me and it cuts off the filming, and it's right when I'm getting to the end, and it's making me want to scream. So I'm not even texting these people back, I'm just fairly popular, I can't help it. Anyway, yesterday, thank you Mike for saying I have some weird topics, I think. Not entirely sure, but yeah, I did have a weirder video filmed for today. I say weird, I mean my usual self. But I'll probably upload that next week because I had a sudden inspiration to do this one, so I'm going to go with it. So today I'm going to show you my top 10 books / book series that I've read or am reading, and I think it's fantastic because last week I asked you what I should read, so I'm going to tell you what I think you should try out. Number 10, Alter Ego by Lette. It is a good book about a woman who's trying to get married, but she's kind of seeing someone else, and although it's purely sexual, she's not sure she can give that up. So it's a bit of a battle, but it is a good book. These are point horror books, The Invitation and The Vampire's Promise. I first read these when I was about 9 years old. They were a little bit scary to a 9-year-old, but now I just love them for the nostalgia fact that they were like the first vampire book I ever read, and I'm absolutely in love with them still, and I just think they're freaking fantastic. Definitely worth reading. Number 7, we have Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but if I'm not, I'm sorry. But it's a vampire, I keep saying vampire in this one. It's a werewolf story, and she gets bitten when she's younger and she's not sure. You know, it goes into her past without things she totally forgot about, and it is a really good book. It tugs on your heartstrings. I mean, it's fairly adequate all the way through, but once you get to the last 3 or 4 chapters, it is heartbreaking, but it is such a good book towards the end. Number 7, no, is it? 10, 9, this is number 7, sorry. Name of the Wind by Rothfuss. This was sent to me by my friend in Holland, telling me it was a good book. I was like, look, I'll just take your word for it. I'm glad I did. I'm less than 50 pages in, and it's kind of been left on the side for a little while, but from what I've read, it is absolutely amazing, and I've never got into a book so quickly. I mean, the first chapter, I was into it like that, and it's more of an adult book, not because it's rude or anything, but because it takes you a bit to it takes a little bit to understand it. It doesn't explain absolutely everything. You've got to figure it out for yourself, which I love. Number 5, The Last Vampire by Christopher Pike. This is a good series. It's a fairly long series, but it's a good one. It's about the first made vampire, and you know, all she wants to do is go back, because when she was born it was like before time even existed. All she wants to do is go back to be rejoined with her husband and daughter, but she can't do that, so eventually it goes on to the 21st century, where it's filled with explosions, gunfights and awesomeness. What are we on? 2, 3, this is, I don't even know what number, I'll give up counting. Right, this is The Secret Circle, which is a good book series and I love it. It was made into a TV series, but I didn't watch the series because I didn't want to be disappointed like I was with Vampire Diaries, which was an absolute terrible series, and you will agree with me if you've actually read the books and not just watched the TV series. If you actually read the books and enjoyed them, you will agree with me, the TV series sucked. I haven't watched TV series for this, but the book is full of so many twists. It's quite a dark book and it's fantastic. Also by Lisa Smith, Night World. There's 3 volumes, 3 books in each volume, and another one is being released soon. It's got witches, vampires and werewolves, and it goes into each circle and tells you, like, you know, their customs and the relationships and the friendships, and it's absolutely amazing. Some of the characters reoccur and come into it, and it's like, oh, he's in that one. Oh, now I get it. And it goes on, and it's just absolutely brilliant. Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. This is a very long series as well. It's also a very adult book, not because it's hard to understand, it's very easy to understand, but it's got a lot of sexy time, detailed sexy time. So I would recommend it to 16 and above, or mature 15. I would say mature 14, but I don't really want, you know, I don't want to get shouted at for that. So definitely read these. They're like a bunch of vampires that like protect normal people, and although it's got a lot of relationships and friendships and things like that, it's got, you know, each book is about a certain one of them, you know, and each one goes into detail about their lives, their past, and as you get on you're like, oh, I wonder if they're going to do a book on that character, and when eventually that character comes, like, has a book of his own, it's like, oh, yes. But Black Dagger Brotherhood, J.R. Ward, definitely amazing. Number 2, as everyone would guess, it is a book that everyone knows the name. There's not a person alive over 5 years old that does not know this name. Everyone knows it. It's Harry Potter. It would have been number 1 because I'm a huge Potter freak. But I will go into it, but there's no point. You know what it's about. The only reason why it got beaten was because Cassandra Clare's City of Bones. The series is called The Mortal Instruments. It's about these people called shadow hunters who protect people that in Harry Potter I guess would call muggles. They call them mundanes, and they protect them from downworlders such as fairies, warlocks, vampires, werewolves, and all the people that do protect are teenagers. You know, the main characters are all teenagers, apart from a gay warlock who's been around for like thousands of years sort of thing, who is absolutely hilarious, one of my favourite characters in the book. But although they're only teenagers, the relationships are intense. It's got a really adult feel to it because, you know, although they're teenagers, they've had to grow up fast because they're protectors, and absolutely amazing. I'm still reading the last book that's recently come out of the series called City of Lost Souls. It's a bit of a big book, you know, but it's definitely worth a read. I've only got this much left and I've only had it a few days, so definitely read them. She's also released a prequel series called The Infernal Devices, which currently only contains 2 books. You know, there's more coming out. I think there's 6 in that series. There's 6 in this series, 5 are out. Originally it was only a trilogy, but I'm so glad she brought out more because I hadn't had enough. I had not had my fix. The film comes out in 15 months, City of Bones. It's going to be amazing, and I've seen some of the cast they've already done for it, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. And that's it for my top 10 books and series. I have so many more books. I may have mentioned before I own well over 200-300. I would count, but I can't be bothered. I own so many books and I am slightly obsessed. But that's what I think you should be reading. If you agree or disagree, or you just want to name your top 10 down there, definitely do it. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Follow DosedDaily on Twitter. Tell me what you liked about last week's videos, the weeks gone past, what you like about mine, or dislike, or that we could improve on. And watch next week, because that's last week, this is next week, because that's just, yeah, doing the Michael Jackson. That's it. So next week you will see the video I actually recorded for this week. Slightly a bit bizarre, but I'm sure you'll appreciate it. Other than that, I am Saturday, and I'm going to leave you. Have a nice day. See you next week.